All right, diving right in today. We're all about health kicks. Well, specifically krill oil.
Yeah.
You know, that stuff, right?
Yeah.
We're going to see how it stacks up against fish oil.
Okay.
You've probably heard omega-3s are good for you.
Right.
But is this krill oil stuff really all that? That's what we're figuring out using this info from Goodness Krill Oil.
Uh,
Okay.
They're a company making, some pretty big promises about their product, so we got to see if they're right.
Yeah, it seems like both fish oil and krill oil, they both have those omega-3s, right?
Yeah. So what's the difference? Why even bother with krill oil?
Well, think of it like how those omega-3s are packaged.
Okay, so it's not just pop of any omega-3 pill.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Krill oil has omega-3s attached to these things called phospholipids. They're like little helpers that make those omega-3s get absorbed way better.
Ah, so your body uses more of the good stuff. That's a pretty big deal for, well, anyone taking supplements, right?
Right, and because of that, it might actually work better than that regular fish oil.
Interesting. Okay, well, speaking of doing better, this Goodness Krill Oil, they make some big claims.
Yeah, bold statements for sure.
Like, they really emphasize their product is 100% pure Antarctic krill oil. No fish oil mixed in.
Makes sense. Purity's important in any supplement, right?
Totally. And then they hit us with up to 3 times better absorption than fish oil.
Right. They're really pushing those phospholipids.
They are. And there's research to back it up, right? These phospholipid omega-3s, they do get absorbed better.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Okay, but there's more. They also talk about this astaxanthin.
Astaxanthin.
Now, I'm not a scientist, but that sounds fancy.
It is pretty cool. It's a strong antioxidant, and it's why krill oil has that reddish color. But it does more than just look good.
Okay, so it's not just about pretty colors.
No.
What does it actually do then?
It's like, imagine tiny troublemakers in your body.
Troublemakers.
Yeah, they damage cells, they make you age faster and cause diseases. That's what free radicals are. And astaxanthin, it takes care of them.
So a tiny bodyguard for our cells. I like that. And Goodness Krill Oil says this astaxanthin also gets rid of that fishy aftertaste.
That's the idea. It acts as a natural preservative. So you know that fishy smell and taste.
Oh yeah, not a fan.
Yeah, that's because of oxidation, and astaxanthin prevents that.
No fishy burps then. Win. And of course they talked about being sustainable, which these days it's got to be important, right?
Definitely. Especially for things coming from the ocean. It sounds like they're doing things right.
So we've got pure, sustainable krill oil, better absorption than fish oil, and no fishy aftertaste. Sounds pretty good so far.
It does, yeah.
But the real question is, what does all this do for our health? I mean, what can krill oil actually do?
Well, that's where things get interesting. Goodness, krill oil says it's good for your heart, your brain, your joints, even our skin.
Wow, that's a lot. Where do we even start?
Well, how about the heart?
Okay, heart health. Sounds important.
Goodness, krill oil, they say it can lower triglycerides, raise good cholesterol, and reduce inflammation.
Okay, but why do we care about all that?
Okay, think of your heart and all those blood vessels, like a highway system. Okay, high triglycerides and low good cholesterol, they're like roadblocks. They mess up the flow, and that increases your risk of heart disease.
So krill oil's like a road crew, clearing those blockages and keeping things running smoothly.
Exactly. Now think of inflammation like road rage. It damages those blood vessels, making things worse.
So krill oil is keeping the peace, keeping things calm. Makes sense. So by helping with those 3 things, it's keeping the whole highway running smoothly.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Okay, but what about the brain? They claim krill oil can boost brain power too.
Right. The brain's super complex.
Always hungry for good stuff.
Exactly. And omega-3s, especially DHA, are important for brain cells. Research shows they can help with cognitive function, memory, maybe even your mood.
Hold on, a little pill can make me smarter and happier.
Let's not exaggerate. It's not like, instant genius or euphoria. But there's evidence that omega-3s can help your brain work better and potentially protect it as you get older.
So it's about keeping the brain sharp and strong over time.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's still pretty good, especially with all the stress these days. And speaking of stress and getting older, they also mention krill oil is good for joints.
Right.
Now this I'm interested in. My knees aren't what they used to be.
Yeah, I get it.
What can krill oil do for those aching joints?
Well, those omega-3s, they're really good at fighting inflammation, which is a big reason for joint pain, stiffness, all that.
So it's not just masking the pain, but actually getting to the root of it.
Right. And there's even some research that suggests omega-3s might actually help protect the cartilage, that cushion in your joints that wears down over time.
So it's giving my joints a little extra love.
Exactly.
Okay, but it's not just about what's going on inside.
Right.
Goodness. Krill oil, they say their product can even give you like a youthful glow.
Ah, yes.
Now this I got to hear more about. Skin benefits, tell me everything.
So remember that astaxanthin?
Bodyguard for ourselves.
Yeah, well, it's also really good at protecting your skin. It helps protect from sun damage and pollution, the things that cause wrinkles and make your skin look dull.
So it's like an internal sunscreen.
You could think of it that way. It's not a replacement for sunscreen, obviously.
Of course, got to wear that sunscreen.
Yeah, always. But it adds extra protection. And it might even help with keeping your skin hydrated and firm, giving you that youthful look.
Wow, so we're talking about something that could help my heart, my brain, my joints, and even my skin.
It's a lot of potential benefits, yeah.
You're making this krill oil sound pretty amazing.
It does have a lot going for it, but before you run out and stock up, there are some things to consider.
Okay, good point.
Yeah.
Let's take a pause and address some questions people might have. First, is krill oil really that much better than other omega-3 sources? I mean, what about flaxseed oil?
That's a great question. Flaxseed oil is great for people who want a plant-based omega-3, right?
Right, plant-based is important to a lot of people.
Definitely.
So how does it compare to krill oil?
It's all about the type of omega-3s they have. Flaxseed oil has a lot of ALA. Now, ALA is like the raw material. Your body has to convert it to EPA and DHA, and those are the types that really do the magic.
So it's like hoping your body knows how to build furniture from raw lumber.
Exactly. And sometimes that conversion doesn't work very well. Krill oil, it gives you EPA and DHA directly.
So it's already assembled, ready to go.
Exactly. And remember, those phospholipids help with absorption too.
Okay, so advantage krill oil there. But what about safety? Is it safe to take krill oil for a long time?
Well, from what Goodness Krill Oil says, it seems safe if you stick to the recommended dose.
That's good to know. But what about results? How long before I notice a difference?
That depends on what you're looking for. Some people notice their joints feeling better, their skin being more hydrated, or having more energy within a few weeks.
So some quick wins are possible.
It seems so, yeah.
But what about the long-term stuff, like heart health or brain function?
Those take longer. You might need to take it consistently for a few months to see those changes.
Patience,
Yeah,
patience.
exactly.
But let's circle back to sustainability.
Okay.
Goodness, krill oil mentions it, but how do we know they're really doing it right?
They say they are committed to doing it sustainably, eco-friendly and all that, getting their krill from Antarctica the right way.
Well, that's what we want to hear.
Definitely.
But it's always good to check.
Yeah,
See if there are certifications or audits.
absolutely. Transparency is key.
Now, one more thing. Their packaging. They talk a lot about these blister packs.
Yeah, those individual packs.
What's so special about them?
Well, it's all about keeping the oil fresh and preventing oxidation. Each little soft gel is in its own little protective bubble.
Makes sense. So it's like each one is tucked away safe and sound.
Right. And remember that astaxanthin,
Yeah.
it helps prevent rancidity, but the packaging adds an extra layer of protection.
Smart. Okay, we've covered a lot here. We talked about how krill oil is better than fish oil, all the potential benefits, and even how important it is to be sustainable and keep things fresh.
Yeah, we have.
But I'm sure our listeners are curious. From your expert perspective, what's the most interesting thing about all this?
What really gets me is we focus so much on EPA and DHA, those star omega-3s. But there's this other fatty acid in krill oil that's getting more attention now. DCA.
DPA?
Yeah.
Who about that?
It's not as well known as EPA and DHA,
Okay.
but some research suggests DPA might be even better than EPA at reducing inflammation, which could be huge for heart health.
Wow, so krill oil could be even more beneficial than we thought.
Yeah, it's possible.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
But before we get too excited, let's take a closer look at what's actually in this Goodness Krill oil.
Yeah.
I mean, what are we putting into our bodies when we take this supplement?
Yeah, good point. Well, they break down all their ingredients, which is great, for anyone who wants to know what they're actually taking.
Right, transparency is key.
So each serving, two of those little soft gels, has 1,800 milligrams of krill oil.
Okay, so that's a pretty hefty dose. And we're talking krill, not fish, right?
Absolutely.
They make a big point of that.
100% krill oil. Yep.
No fish oil sneaking in there.
Nope.
Okay, good to know.
And within those 1,800 milligrams, you're getting a good chunk of phospholipids, like 660 milligrams.
Those VIP escorts, making sure the omega-3s get absorbed.
Exactly. Then you've got 320 milligrams of omega-3s, the EPA and DHA.
Right, the famous omega-3s.
Those are the ones that have been studied the most.
Gotcha.
In Goodness Krill oil, you're getting 180 milligrams of EPA and 82 milligrams of DHA per serving.
Bad.
They also have 84 milligrams of choline in there.
Choline.
Yeah, it's important for your brain, helps your cells work right.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
So we've got omega-3s, those phospholipids, choline. What about the astaxanthin? How much of that super antioxidant are we getting?
Each serving has 100 micrograms of astaxanthin.
100 micrograms, huh? Sounds tiny.
It is, but astaxanthin is powerful stuff. Even a little bit can make a difference.
Right, small but mighty.
Exactly.
Okay, but what about things that aren't in Goodness Krill oil? That's got to be important too, right?
You're right. Knowing what's not there is just as important. They say their product is free of gluten, any artificial stuff, GMOs, common allergens, and fillers.
So it's a clean product focused on good ingredients.
Yeah, that's the idea.
I like it. Okay, but back to those benefits for a second. Goodness Krill oil is promising a lot of improvements. From your expert point of view, what stands out the most?
That's tough. They all sound good, but I'd say the potential heart health benefits are the most impressive. Lowering triglycerides, raising good cholesterol, and reducing inflammation, all at the same time, that's a powerful combo for your heart.
And these aren't just empty claims, right?
No, there's a lot of research on omega-3s and how they can help your heart. EPA and DHA especially. And remember that phospholipid structure in krill oil might make those omega-3s even more effective.
So it's not just about taking any omega-3, it's about choosing one that your body can actually use.
Exactly. That's where krill oil really has an advantage. But of course, it's not a magic solution. It's not going to replace a healthy lifestyle.
Right, it's all about balance.
But it can definitely be a valuable tool, especially if you're already eating right and exercising.
Yeah, it's like giving your body that extra boost.
Exactly. Premium fuel.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, but what about brain health? They claim krill oil can improve memory and how well your brain works.
Right, and we talked about how they even suggest it might protect against cognitive decline as you get older. More research is needed on that front, but the connection between omega-3s and a healthy brain is pretty solid. DHA, especially, it's a big part of those brain cell membranes, and studies have shown it can really help with memory, learning, just overall cognitive performance.
So it's not just about preventing problems later on, it's about helping your brain work better right now.
Exactly, optimizing brain function at any age.
Love that. Okay, now I'm really curious about those joint benefits. A lot of people, myself included, struggle with joint pain and stiffness.
Yeah, I understand.
What does the source say about that?
Well, they say that krill oil might reduce stiffness, help keep your cartilage healthy, and improve flexibility. Those omega-3s are probably doing a lot of the heavy lifting there, reducing inflammation in those joints.
So again, it's getting to the root of the problem, not just masking the pain.
Exactly. And if it can really help keep that cartilage healthy, it could even slow down how fast your joints wear down over time.
Okay, that's definitely something I'm paying attention to. Now, what about those skin benefits? They talk about better hydration, fewer wrinkles, and more elasticity. It all sounds pretty fantastic.
It does, and a lot of that comes down to astaxanthin. It's great at protecting your skin from those free radicals that cause damage and make you look older.
So it's like an extra line of defense for your skin.
You could say that. And it might also help boost collagen production, which is what keeps your skin firm and youthful looking.
Okay, I'm sold on the skin benefits. So we've covered the heart, the brain, the joints, and the skin. What about our eyes? They mentioned benefits for eye health, too.
Yes, they claim that krill oil can help with retinal function, keep your eyes moist, and support clear vision. DHA, which is plentiful in krill oil, is a key part of your retina, the part of your eye that processes light.
So it's not just about protecting your eyes as you get older, it's about supporting healthy vision now.
That's right. And with all the screen time we have these days, taking care of our eyes is more important than ever.
Very true. We often take our eyes for granted. Okay, let's talk about those weight management and metabolic health claims.
Right. They say krill oil can support a healthy metabolism, help your body use fat better, and keep your blood sugar balanced.
Now, we've talked about being skeptical. Krill oil isn't a magic weight loss pill, right?
Definitely not. But there's some evidence that omega-3s can play a role in metabolic health. They might help improve insulin sensitivity, which is key for regulating blood sugar, And by reducing inflammation, they could contribute to a more balanced metabolism overall.
So it's not about magically melting away fat, but about supporting your body's natural processes.
Exactly. Some studies even suggest omega-3s can make you feel fuller, which could help you eat less.
That makes sense. Okay, one more area I want to touch on. Menstrual health. They claim krill oil can help with cramps and PMS symptoms even better than fish oil.
That's interesting. It goes back to those anti-inflammatory effects of omega-3s. Research has shown that they can reduce menstrual pain and inflammation, which often cause those uncomfortable symptoms.
So again, it's addressing the root cause, not just covering up the problem.
Exactly. And by potentially helping to balance hormones, omega-3s might even help with mood swings and other PMS symptoms.
That's a big deal for a lot of people.
Mhm.
We've covered a lot of the science behind krill oil and what goodness krill oil specifically claims. But I'm curious about your personal take on this. You're deep in the world of health and wellness. What are your thoughts on krill oil as a supplement?
Well, you always have to be careful about making big claims about any supplement. What works for one person might not work for everyone.
Everyone's different.
Exactly. And it's always best to talk to your doctor before starting any new supplement. But I do have to say, I'm impressed with krill oil.
What stands out to you the most?
It's that combination of things, that phospholipid structure, which really helps with absorption, the astaxanthin, which adds benefits and keeps the oil fresh, the focus on sustainability, and then all those potential benefits, heart health, brain function, joint support, skin health, and more. It's a pretty impressive package.
It really is.
Yeah,
It checks a lot of boxes. But we also have to remember there's still a lot we don't know about krill oil.
absolutely. Research is ongoing. We're always learning more about how our bodies work and how they use these nutrients.
It's a constantly evolving field.
Right.
But from what we know now, krill oil seems like a very promising supplement. It seems like that little crustacean from Antarctica is making a big impact on the world of health and wellness.
You could say that.
Yeah.
And I think this is just the beginning for krill oil.
Oh,
Yeah.
you think so?
As research continues, I'm sure we'll discover even more about this amazing supplement. But for now, I think we've covered a lot in our deep dive into krill oil.
I think we've given our listeners a lot to think about.
Yeah, we've gone over the science, the potential benefits, the sustainability, how they package it.
From heart health and brain power to better joints and even younger looking skin.
We even touched on those newer areas, like the potential benefits of DPA.
Right. But before we wrap up, I want to bring up something we mentioned earlier, being skeptical.
Yeah, a healthy dose of skepticism is always good, especially with supplements.
Absolutely. There's so much hype out there, it's easy to get caught up in those promises of miracle cures.
Which is why you gotta do your research, look for reliable sources, and talk to your doctor.
Always talk to your doctor. That's key. Don't just take our word for it or anyone's, really.
Exactly. And if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
Probably. But, I think it's also important to be open to new ideas.
Oh, yeah, science is always changing. What we know today might be different tomorrow.
And sometimes those little krill can really surprise us.
That's the exciting part.
So be skeptical, be informed, but also be open to what nature has to offer.
Well said. Knowledge is power.
Keep learning, keep exploring. Maybe you'll even discover something amazing we haven't even mentioned yet.
That's the beauty of it all. Always something new to learn. Always another deep dive waiting.
Well, that's it for today. Thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive.
Stay curious.
And we'll catch you on the next one.